I'm one of 20 people in the whole world that has Ichthyosis confetti. My skin is red and I've been like this since birth. My name is Nathalie Richert. I'm 23 years old and I live in Malmö, Sweden. I study graphic design and I also practice at a web design agency a few times a week. There's a lot of different types of ichthyosis. The condition means that I don't have like the last layer of the normal skin, so it gets really dry. I think it's called like Cheritin 10 or something. I'm red, I'm dry, and I have to put cream on many times a day. And I have to take long baths and showers. And I need to put like eye drops and stuff because my eyelids are also a bit like outwards because my skin is so tight. My ichthyosis is called Ichthyosis confetti because it's self-healing. I don't know how often, but I get more and more dots of normal skin on my body. But no one knows if it's just gonna be like a small part of normal skin. I don't think that my whole body is gonna be normal. It's very like, not even the doctors know that much. So it's very difficult to say exactly why or how it will be in the future. My skin, it's very like different from day to day. One day it can feel very good, very soft, and I can feel like very free in my body. And the next day I cannot even go up from bed and I have to stay in the bath all day to soften up and scrub and stuff. So it's very hard to say because it's very up and down, and it can get worse if the weather is bad or if I'm sick or if I'm depending on where I'm in my cycle. So it's very difficult to say. There's many things that I don't do because of my skin condition. I don't go out swimming on the beach because the sand gets stuck on my body because of all the creams that I have on. And I also don't like to go bathing and show so much of my skin because it's so like different, and that's what I'm trying to change in my mindset, to feel more secure, but it's still there and I'm still insecure. So I don't really like showing so much of my skin. And also when I am in the water, my skin gets like white because of the cream, and my skin gets like softened up. And then afterwards I have to put cream on directly after I finished bathing, which makes me like all creamy and white, and I don't feel like confident or comfortable doing that in front of a lot of other people. So that's one thing that I don't do. And sometimes when I see other people or my family or friends just going to the ocean, and it looks so nice. There's things like going on long trips and walking, and I don't know if I will manage to do that because maybe I'll get like a sore or my feet get hurt or my skin doesn't feel like, good. I cannot go like sleeping in someone's house because I need to take my shower and bath, and I have to put cream on, and everything gets creamy, and my skin like, flakes all over. So that's one thing. Of course, it can feel hard sometimes. I'm trying not to think about it too much because that's how it is and I can't change it. So it feels so unnecessary to think about something that I can't change or do. So I just like, okay, that's how it is. And sometimes even like, for example, going to the ocean, okay, that's something I can do, but I don't because I don't feel confident or comfortable enough to do it. So that's something I have to change mentally. But like other stuff that I actually can't do, I'm trying to like okay, I can't do this, and that's how it is. I think it will be hard finding a cure for this. So I'm just, trying to see if I can do things on my own. For example, trying to have a strict diet and see if that will make my skin better, or vitamins. For example, now I've started doing hypnosis therapy for my skin condition, to see if maybe it's something from when I was in my mother's stomach or something, and if something happened there. So for example, that's things I try to do to see if maybe it will get better. And the interesting is also because my skin is self-healing, so maybe there's just something I have to do to make it go faster. But I don't think that the doctors will find a cure. I remember when I was younger, people stared at me a lot more than what they do today. Children were, mommy, mommy, and whispering. Even adults were staring at me and whispering to each other and pointing. I can see that they're oh wow, what has happened to her? But I don't feel like they're really the same way as when I was younger. So, but yeah, they still can look a bit too much. I started posting, I think it was 2021. I didn't have anything else to do. I just finished school and I just moved away from home. And I was, I had a lot of free time. And so I was like, okay, a few photographers contacted me. And then there was one, Pablo, that had taken a lot of good pictures. So I wrote to him and said if we could schedule a time for a photo shoot. And then after that, we had our photo shoot, and I posted some of the pictures, and they got really good feedback. There was so many people that wrote and commented and saying, wow, such an inspiration. And I saw that I was helping a lot of people by just posting on myself, telling me about my insecurities and my skin condition, and also how to feel more secure and don't think so much about what other people think about yourself. So that's how it all started, I think. And then I just continued. I feel that I get more really nice comments than bad comments. But if I put something on TikTok, I can get a few quite mean comments. So I like more to post on Instagram because I don't need this bad energy in my life. I think the comments or the messages that I've gotten that really makes me happy is when a mother or a parent has message me and ask questions because they have a child with ichthyosis and they're new parents. So they're doesn't know how this will affect their life and how their childhood will be, because as a parent you're always scared, and especially if the child is born a bit different. So, and they say that I have helped them a lot, and that they feel so glad when they see someone more older with ichthyosis and still have a normal life and still have friends and still being happy, So yeah, I know that it's hard, and I know there's a lot of things that you're not able to do, and that your condition takes a lot of time. But the important thing is to trying to accept it and accept that this is your condition and this is gonna be your life. Just doing your routine and see it as a normal skin routine, making yourself feel nice and soft. And the most important thing, to not be ashamed of your condition and that you look different, because it's cool to be a bit different and being special and unique, and it's important to like embrace it and be proud of that. And if you feel confident and try to like love yourself, then you're gonna have like a really good life. I would say to my younger self that everything is gonna be all right, that I'm gonna have a good life, and I'm gonna have family and friends that loves me, and I'm also going to love myself.